Oh mighty bulls, where art thou? Where art thou? Hello Adrian and welcome back once again. It is 7:30 p.m. for me. I'm at UTC plus 8 and welcome everybody who is watching around the world, from wherever you are. Good evening. And who is here right now? Let's take a look. Who is here? It is not showing up right now. Why is it not showing up? Here. Hi Cedric, hi Zendor, hi Monkol, hi Darren, hi John, hi Vahe. Everybody is here already. So let's move on immediately to what is going on around the world with our COVID situation. Let's take a quick refresh. And we are at like close to 1.6 million now on the US. Russia and Brazil have crossed the 300, and UK and Spain and Italy nearing the 250k. UK is already over that. Let's take a look on how it looks on our chart. How does it look on our chart? We are at 5.1 million, and yes, it is still not flattening really. Hi Nikolai, hi Darway, hi Justus. Flattening a little bit in US. Russia, nope. Some weird error apparently with Brazil, but still going up. UK still going up. Spain slowing down, but still going up. Italy, same situation. So yeah, what can we say? The situation is not really improving, right? It's not really improving. Hi Lex, how are you doing today? Hi hardcore group. Yes, hi hardcore group. Let's take a quick look at the S&P hardcore group. Let's take a quick look at the S&P because S&P made a nice drop and it went back up, but right now it seems to be getting rejected. Well, not sure yet, but it might get rejected once again from the yellow line or the 21 moving average, and that's basically what I am currently looking at right now. Everything is pointing more down, as you can see. Our Stokes is pointing down, actually this morning when I woke up, I saw this on the HVP for the S&P, so that got me occupied this morning a little bit. And then afterwards, what happened is, of course, we all know we had actually a nice reversal to the upside after getting that signal. But anyways, momentum seems to be going down overall for the S&P. As you can see here, everything is red. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is actually going up, but it needs to go over 2,942 before we'll be heading crossing back up right now. So that's the zone to be looking at. Not in position or anything like that, just looking at it right now for the S&P for myself. And let's see how things go later tonight when the markets are open, right? Around 9:30 p.m. for in my time. So let's head back to our good old news. So basically the biggest news for today is this. Chinese officials are apparently proposing an East Asian stablecoin. So they want a stablecoin backed by a basket of Asian digital currencies. So the currencies would be the Japanese yen, the Korean won, the Chinese won, and the Hong Kong dollar. So yeah, that's a separate effort from the People's Bank of China central digital currency. So they would want to have a stable coin that is backed by those four basket basically of those currencies, and it would be stimulating the trade between all those countries, right? So a cross-border country. So yeah, it would be very interesting if that will happen. then of course trading would become much more easier and much more convenient. And definitely if people are just sending over crypto from one place to the other in that particular stable coin, right? So let's see what happens, but it's quite big news, and it's actually quite bullish. And it seems to me that China is getting more and more involved with cryptocurrencies, and even though it's centralized, of course, it's not decentralized. It's all centralized, very, very centralized, actually. But people who want adoption, I think that's the first step. First, we want everybody to be using the technology, and then we will decentralize everything. That's basically what we're hoping for. That will be the next phase or the next step. But for now, that's what we're seeing right now. So first, before we go on the technical analysis part, I wanted to go over some on-chain data as well. So let's take a look at the exchange inflow. So what I've been looking at is actually this. When people are sending a lot of Bitcoin, obviously, towards an exchange, usually it's for selling, right? So I've been taking a look and seeing, like, if there are any spikes whenever basically the price is going down. And as you can see right now, actually the inflow is quite low. So that also means that there's the selling pressure most likely is not going to be that tremendous for now. So for a lot of people are saying, like, wow, whenever we get like that $1,000 move down, everybody is like suddenly super bearish. Like I keep saying, like, as long as we don't break some critical levels, and we'll go over that, of course, in a while. There's no reason to be super bearish just yet. I'm not saying that it can't happen, because a lot of people will be now saying, hey, you were bearish before, you were bullish now. What is it? What is it? Well, it just doesn't really matter for me. But personally, of course, I would prefer it to be going up than it would be going down, because then the amount of Bitcoins that I'm making is more valuable. It's just it's just better. But in terms of making money, I don't really care. As long as there's volatility, that's what I care about. But as you can see, right now the amount of crypto BTC that is being sent towards exchanges is not that high or not that crazy or something like that. So it's not something that we have to be super concerned about. But as you can see, every time we had like a super I'm not saying a major break, but some big dump, you can clearly see that the amount of Bitcoins actually goes up as well that are flowing into the exchange. Similar here, as you can see here, when we dumped from 9,300 to around 9,000, you can clearly see here the amount of Bitcoin that is coming in is a little bit higher. Right now, as you can see, the amount of Bitcoin that is inflowing right now is pretty on the low side. That means that most likely price is going to be slowly going back up because the amount of Bitcoin that there is less. Selling pressure is a little bit less. So what else is quite important is the miner flow, of course. As you know, the amount of miners that are selling on the market, I've been keeping track of that as well. And as you can see here, if this is the miners position index, if the value is above 2, it indicates that miners are actually selling Bitcoin more than what they have in stock. And as you can see right now, the red line is the miners, the MPI. So as you can see right now, throughout this whole phase here, since January last year until let's say May or something like that, until we had like this huge movement up, miners have actually not been selling or anything like that, or not substantially. So they have been holding quite a lot of Bitcoin actually. And as you can see right now, we had a spike up here just a little bit before the halving, which is normal, right? Like a lot of miners needed to sell their Bitcoin to be able to survive or this and that. Hi Mandy, good to have you here tonight as well. So yeah, but as you can see right now, the amount, the MPI is actually quite low right now. So that means that the miners are actually not selling their Bitcoin, or not substantially, right? If we go to buy tree, we can actually see it a little bit easier. And right now you can see here the MRI on the right hand side. Wait, I'll move it a little bit so you can see it. 1 second. Yeah, here you can see here the MRI is at 102.9%. So they are actually selling a little bit more than that they're holding, but it's not like a substantial amount that they're holding, or any that they're selling, or anything like that. But it's still, you know, it's still normal, right? Price is quite high, so you know, of course the miners are gonna take no risk and just sell to be able to cover their costs and cover their electricity and this and that. But overall, we can see with the on-chain data, nothing that big or anything is going on right now, right? So I think we have to keep putting all of that in perspective as well. The only biggest issue right now is actually the fees. As you can see right now, the fees are insane. If you now send some money, because there's just too many transfers, right? There are too many transactions that the Bitcoin network cannot handle with the hash rate that went down because of the Bitcoin halving, right? So we have a problem with that right now, but obviously after a while it should be okay, right? Something else that I wanted to show was, wait 1 second, what was it again? Was it the network data? No. Oh yeah, here. This chart actually. This is the chart from Bytree. Hi Anipse. So this is from Bytree. As you can see here, well, I'll move my chart a little bit so you can see it as well a little bit easier. 1 second. Yeah. Oops. Okay. As you can see here, they have a Bytree fair value indicator. It's basically showing what would be the fair price of Bitcoin when compared, and they have like a math algorithm. And as you can see right now, although the price is right now at like what is it, close over 9k, right? 9k, the fair value is only right now at 6,000. Right side is only at 6,000. So of course the bigger the discrepancy, eventually well, what this algorithm says is eventually the price is coming closer or nearer towards the fair value. That's basically what the fair value index is showing. So actually we're actually above the fair value right now. So that's a little bit concerning, right? That's a little bit concerning to see. But that's obviously just some algorithm that these guys are using, right? So, you know, who knows? But it's something that we have to keep in mind. Something else that we have to keep in mind is, of course, the miner cost, right? I've told you guys already before what the average price is for the miners mining systems, and that we should keep those three numbers in our head. And remember, the last time I told you guys, keep the number 8.7k, around 8.7k in mind, because that's the marginal cost for the Antminer S15. So was it normal? I mean, I told you guys before, right? What the miners want is, of course, to get more market, right? More market share. And of course, they will want to at least push the price down there to scare off more miners who have an old system, and to make them just shut down so they can take over in the market. And as we can see right here, so 8.7 is a critical point for the S15. For the S17, that's around 6.2k, something like that. And for the S19, that is going to be released soon, it will be around 4.5k. So just some numbers that you should be putting yourself, keeping yourself in mind. And what happened yesterday is basically a little bit what I kind of expected. The miners pushing the price down towards areas where it's critical for old mining systems to be not profitable. Let's put it like that. But of course, that's all on-chain analysis. But let's go into our technical analysis, right? Because that's where we left off yesterday. So yesterday, what did I tell you guys? So I was looking for bullish divergence. That was what I was looking for. But I told you guys, if we would be breaking below the previous point, the previous low point of this green box here, this previous low, if we would just spike down there, we would just go back down towards our 8.9 K area, which is where my green line was. And as you can see, it broke down, broke this point that I told you guys about below this green box, and immediately it spiked down and it got a push back up. And where exactly? Yes, you've guessed it, at the 8.9 K area. And that's how technical analysis works, right? You have to find these spots where you can see, okay, here I can make a short, a nice short position, and here I can make a nice long position. Now, what happened then is, of course, we actually went for a bounce, but we actually went even lower, because once again, we never saw any bullish divergence, right? So what I was looking for is something like I explained to you guys, where the price is gonna go down, but on the RSI we would be making a higher low, right? So we want the RSI to be showing something like this, for example, right? But that didn't happen, right? So that just means that, you know, we would just keep going down more until we get some sort of like a real bounce or a V shape, which is what we are currently having right now, right? So it went down towards pretty oversold territory, near the bearish area, and then it went back up. So that's basically in short what happened yesterday. And right now we are struggling to be breaking this green box back up, because whenever we break down, of course, that it becomes it turns into resistance, right? But like I said, since that we are very low right now on the RSI, I do expect us to make a bounce back up. And what usually happens is, whenever we have like this bearish cross here, where the yellow line is breaking the green line, or the 21 crossing over the 55, is what happens is usually we get a bounce back up towards that area. And if we get rejected there, it's quite bearish, and then most likely we will go back and down more. But if we manage to somehow revert and go back to this green box, then this would mean that we will have a reversal pattern. And actually, like I explained to you guys yesterday also, that most likely we'll be heading back up actually towards the 8.9K level from there. So what am I looking at? What am I looking for right now? Is of course finding more bullish divergence. But I do think that at least for the short term, we will have a bounce towards this this area here at least. But yeah, do we break it? Do we go back up higher? That's where the uncertainty is, right? So it will be a little bit of a waiting game before we know more about that. So that's a little bit in the short term what I am expecting. Hi Prashant, I'm good. I'm good. So that's a little bit in the short term what I am expecting. A small bounce from here, and then basically have to wait to see what the reaction is of the price. If we manage to get back to here, I would become a lot more more bullish, let's put it like that, where we can make something like this and then go back to our upper range once again. But like I said, nothing really in terms of like a trade that we can input. Yes, I saw it. I saw OMG. It spiked up quite substantially. So if any of you guys have OMG, I would definitely sell at the top. But yeah. Let's see how it goes. Like I said, all altcoins will be following Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin crashes, then altcoins are gonna crash again. So yeah, if Bitcoin is not doing well, your alts are not doing well as well, right? But yeah. So what did I do myself when I saw this green this place here? This is actually, if you do a Fibonacci retracement, it's actually the golden pocket ratio, as you can see here. I did it for you guys here. You can see that it's the golden pocket ratio here, the 8.8K. So I didn't manage to get a position at 8.8, but I managed to get a position at 8.9. So I'm currently in a long from 8.9K, or my green line here, and I'm gonna take profit when we are very near this yellow line already. So around 9.3K or something like that, because I don't want to take any major chances or risks or anything like that. So 9.3K is most likely where I'm gonna close my position, my long position. But if I see that the price is going under this line here, around here, around 9,071, 9,070 or something like that, I'll just take my profit and close it from there as well. So that's basically where I'm currently at, but I'm not really confident or not sure yet if we will be able to break this bearish cross, because yeah, I don't see any real bullish divergence or anything like that. So I don't think we have the power just yet to be breaking upwards or something like that. So, but let's see. So on the daily basis, we can see that this is basically a 0.68 or a golden pocket Fibonacci retracement. So that's the reason why I'm, why it's a good position to be longing, actually, because it's a golden pocket retracement. And not only that, we can see that it bounced nicely off this blue line as well, which is the moving average 21 on the daily basis. Yes, well, I didn't just start about 20 minutes ago, Jeremy, something like that. So if you missed out something, just go back and rewatch it a little bit, right? So yeah, let's talk about a little bit about the two scenarios that we can see, right? That we're looking at on more and more long-term or more long-term phase, right? So if you are a bull, you're looking at this as like some sort of like a triangle that is being formed right now, as you can see here. So something like this, I guess. Yeah, something like this, some sort of a triangle that is being formed. So what you're hoping for is, of course, something like this, where it goes up, down, and then it breaks upwards, right? So that's what the bulls are looking at. And if we are making a measured move of that triangle, let's make a quick measured move of that triangle. Well, that's a little bit, wait, 1 second. It's a little bit too much. If we make a measure move of that triangle in the middle, something like this more, yeah, something like this more, and we break out from here, something like that, we can see that we would be spiking up towards that area of like 10.5K or something like that, what we have discussed before, right? So yeah, if this is a triangle that's going to break up from here, as you can see here, we can easily go back up to our 10K ish level or something like that, right? But that's what the bulls are looking at. But if you are a bear, what are the bears looking at? The bears are looking at this as forming some sort of a descending triangle. Sorry, descending triangle. So something like this, where we are making a descending triangle, something like this. Yes. So they're expecting the price to be doing something like this. Go back down, go back up, and crash down, something like that. So if we make a measure move of that, let's see if we make a measure move of this descending triangle, what we would get. Then we would be ending up in this 7.5K area or something like that, 7.5K area, which makes sense, right? Because there's a lot of, as you can see here, there's a lot of confluence or our previous order block right here. It was also our top, previous top here. So kind of makes sense that the bears are targeting that area as well. So yeah, around the 7.5K would be where what the bears would be targeting. Yes, Jeremy, that's normal because a lot of trading happens by Americans, and a lot of trading happens by people who are trading stocks, right? So it's normal that around 9:30 p.m. so in like an hour and a half, we get usually a lot of action also on the Bitcoin chart. Uh, yeah, hi Miter. Yes, great. Happy to learn something. And hi Alvin. John, my TP is around 9.3k. Let's go back into my short-term start. My TP is around here. The yellow line, the EMA 21, which is currently at 9,348. That's what my TP is at. Because usually what happens is when we have a bearish cross here between the EMA 21 and the EMA 55, price actually goes back up and retests the cross. So either to the EMA 21 or a little bit higher towards the EMA 55. So what you can do is you can, to be safe, you can just take profit at around just below the EMA 21. That's no risk. I mean, for me, the lowest risk. So, but like I said, if price goes below my previous order block here, below this price here, I'll just take my profit. I will just take my profit immediately, right? So, I'm in a no lose possible situation, which is the best you can get for us being a trader. Aldrich, I spent like 14 hours a day or something like that trading. Darby, is there a gap? Yeah, but that's not really a gap, right? And gaps only really work when like the lowest that I go to is a 4-hour chart. So I don't think you can spot the gap at the 4-hour chart. But yeah, I'll take a look, but I don't think that there is a real gap or right there. But let's see. So yeah, those are the two scenarios that I'm actually seeing for the forthcoming, like more long-term trend or something like that. So either we get a big move back towards 7.5k ish, or we are going towards and breaking up the 10k and flush all the bears once again, right, towards the 10.4 10.5k. Do I think that we will be breaking it? Like I said, I keep telling that many times as well. I hope we do. I really hope we do. Then the it's completely freedom towards 11.5k. I think we will get 11.5k very quickly. But yeah, those are the two main scenarios that I'm seeing for the next month or something like that. So either we spike back up again in this triangle up towards the 10k or something like that, or we break down towards 7.5k, and a lot of people will be just like hating me right now. So you think that it can go up, or you think that it can go down? Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. I hate you. I'm sorry. But that's just like I said, that's not really the point of if you are a trader. The point of a trader is actually to be finding spots where we can enter positions or get out of positions and profit from the movement, rather than trying to be an oracle. Although my channel is called the Dang Oracle, it's just a tease, a joke. Don't even think that I have some special powers or anything like that. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Nobody, like I said, nobody can control the market. Nobody can really predict where the market is going to go. The market is going to do what the market wants to do. But what you can do is by using technical analysis and on-chain analysis to determine spots or positions where you have some sort of an edge over some sort of positive edge in comparison with other people. Let's put it like that. So but yeah, this mainly looks like this kind of starting to look more and more like a double top. But like I said, if we zoom out on the weekly charts, there's really still nothing to be really concerned about. We are still here. We're, like I said, if we are forming some sort of like a bull flag here and we form some nice bullish divergence, we can easily break up from here. That's actually the scenario that we are kind of are looking for, right? So yeah, that's what the bulls are looking for. The only problem will be is if we are going to start closing below the yellow line, right? So the yellow line is right now at 8,150. So if we start closing daily candles below that price, then I would become pretty bearish. Yeah, then most likely we'll head down towards this type of areas, around the 6K type of area. And 6K, I mean, you know, it's still not that bad, but also the 6K level is also what the minor S17 are. So, you know, it's once again, it's another number that is quite, you know, important as well on if you look at the minor industry and economy, right? So that's the reason why you have to kind of like look both ways on if the price does this, what happens to that, and then, you know, if we get down there, we could have a catalyst to that the miners who are surrendering or who are giving up, to that they will dump more bitcoins even down because they have to surrender their machinery, right? So yeah. Dennis, I'm in a long right now from 8,900. So from this spot here, wait, where am I? From this green line here. So I'm here. I'm in a long from this spot here, and I'm expecting it to go around this price here. That's basically what I'm expecting right now. But if you watched from the start of my video, then you kind of know what I'm expecting. So yeah, this is going to be the very interesting zone. If we manage to break this green line, I'm actually going to be more bullish, because most likely we'll be retesting this box right here. How much do I keep in my cold wallet? I keep around like 10% of my Bitcoin that I have in a cold wallet. So that's around 10% of my Bitcoin portfolio is just stuck there, that I'm not doing anything with it. And most of it I bought at like super insanely cheap prices. So yeah, I bought at 3,500, around 3,500 during the last bottom. What was that? Somewhere in January, right? Yeah, around 3,500, and I bought around 4,100 in the last crash. So yeah, pretty cheap. and yeah, so I since I believe that the price is not gonna go much lower than those prices, I mean, you know, I think that's a pretty good price to be holding. I don't know if you are if you don't understand, Dennis, but yeah, I'm in a long right now, and I'm gonna take profit at the EMA 21, which is currently at the 9,331. So a little bit below that, I'm gonna just take my profit around there. But if price breaks back down below this this line here, which is at 9,070 or something like that, I'll just close my position and take profit there. I mean, it's less profit, but it's still profit. And yes, I think, I mean, I'm pretty confident that we will get somewhere near the yellow line there, but I'm not sure if we have the power to be breaking. Like I said, there was no bullish divergence to be made, so yeah. What are the benefits of having a ledger? Well, the benefit is safety. It's not on an exchange, it's not online or anything like that, so you can access it. No worries, Kara. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting right now, to be priced to be slowly floating up, nothing that crazy or anything like that. But yeah, there's no bullish divergence, so I'm still a little bit concerned about my position. This can easily break back down as well, right? That's the reason why I'm just putting my profit stop loss at this spot right here. So at least I made some money. But okay, where do I think that will create that we will create some bullish divergence? Well, if we make a lower low, right? So right now, let's say for example the price crashes back into this green box here. Most likely RSI is going to make something like this, and then we will have some bullish divergence. So if it makes a lower low, most likely we'll be forming bullish divergence. So I'll be just retaking a long spot once again, if we are hitting somewhere around this green box, and if my RSI is showing me that we have some bullish divergence, right? So yeah. That was to answer the question for Vahe. How do I find spots to enter? Basically, you create, you make sure that you have your support zones. The reason why this is a very important support zone is because, as you can see right here, price had a very major order block here. It bounced from this here. It bounced from here. So it means that this order block means that this zone is very confluent with a lot of support. So if the price, this is your support zone, and if your RSI is already super low, and it can create some bullish divergence, then of course that's a right spot to be longing in that case. So I hope that makes sense. Is there a chance that we will retest the 200 moving average on the daily time frame? Let's see, the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average is right here. That's at 8,000 right now. I would be very bearish if we would be retesting it. To be honest, I would be very bearish if we would be retesting that, because if that would be the case, then we would be on the weekly base, on the weekly we closing below the EMA 21. Which is currently at 8,148, and that wouldn't be a major macro change of behavior. So if it does that, I would be pretty bearish on Bitcoin overall, because then we would be creating some sort of like this candle here, which is like a giant red candle. Yeah, it would be very bearish if that would be happening. So yeah, let's see what happens. Like I said, I don't think that we will have that major of a movement or something like that. So let's see. But yeah, I'm mainly this spot here is not really a great spot, to be honest. I wouldn't have really taken it. But it was just because I saw this, this nice bounce here on the 0.61 FIP here, this golden pocket ratio. That's the only reason why I took the long, because I just expected that at least, well, the bots and the algos are programmed like that. If it touches some golden pocket ratio, it will still make some sort of a small bounce usually. Ulagan, you can trade Bitcoin with an app. Yes, depends on what exchange you're using, right? So yeah, you can use there are exchanges that have mobile apps as well. Happy pizza day. Okay. Pizza for breakfast, that's quite fattening. You know what I have for breakfast? I only have coffee. I don't eat breakfast at all. I only have coffee for in the morning. You're scared to enter. Yeah, well, I mean, Javen, it all depends on what time frame or how quick you want to be trading, right? But if price goes back all the way down there, of course, most likely, because it's the 200 moving average, we will most likely get some sort of a bounce. But on the macro scale, it would be very bearish for me. That's all I'm saying. Oh, why is it lagging? That's weird. I don't know. I don't think that I'm doing anything different or anything unusual. So yeah, maybe there's a little bit of delay on like Facebook or something like that. Yeah, sorry about that, but not my fault. Anyways, so since we let's take a quick look at the expected moves chart. What is showing right now. So yeah, before we go to the expected move chart, of course, before we go to the expected move chart, well, I'm expecting the price to be going to around the 9.3k 9.4k area. That would be my first target, like I said, and if not, most likely be retesting this bottom area once again around the 8.8k 8.9k, something like that. So let's take a look what the expected move chart says. First standard deviation right now to the top side is 9,315, which is the area that I'm targeting, and the bottom side of the standard deviation is at 8,967. And what do you know? It's the area that I'm kind of expecting. So yeah, that just means that we most likely will be in the next 12 hours be trading within that zone of 9.3 or 8.9, something like that. So yeah. Expected move charts doesn't say anything. The thing that worries me, of course, is this Stokes RSI is massively going down. That's not good. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is still heavily below the EMA, so that's obviously not good. And as you can see here, the RSI is going to cross up at 9,418, and like I told you guys, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because if we break 9,418, we also break this zone here, right? And of course, then we will just have continuation up towards the green box once again here. So RSI is basically saying what I'm saying, but in its own way. See, that's how after a while you start to do all this TA yourself with the boxes and what you're thinking, and your indicators are actually going to, before you check the indicators, they're gonna actually tell you like, oh, it makes sense what you're saying. And that basically is like a double check for me, well, to be asking myself, am I saying bullshit, or is this is there some logic behind this madness? And yeah, apparently there is. So yeah, back to my RSI. So yeah, our RSI is still way below. So momentum is definitely not on the bull side right now, and now it is lagging for me. So yeah, that's not good. But if you look on the 4-hour chart, what the indicators are, 4-hour chart, we can clearly see RSI is starting, Stokes are starting to curl back up. So, and we are very low, so that's a positive thing. And then let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is right now above the EMA, so that's quite good, but it will cross back down if we don't hold this 9,144 in the next 4-hour candle close. So then we'll just go back down again. But right now we're up above it, so that's quite nice. So the momentum in the short term is more likely to be going up than to be going down. That's basically what it's saying, right? But nothing is really confirmed just yet. Yeah, MACD histogram just ticked a little, one tiny bit up right now. So that's a good thing, I guess. Hi Ritu. All technical analysts give the same statement that Bitcoin can go up or down, but nobody's talking about market fundamentals, which are bearish only. I don't know why you're so bearish about the market fundamentals. I'm not that bearish. That's actually the reason why I'm actually more bullish about Bitcoin, because the fundamentals are good long term. So I'm not sure why you are bearish about the fundamentals. Do you have more weight on RSI or Stokes? I actually use them both. Like, yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say. I always check them both. So it's like a twin for me. I always check them both. So if you ask me what is my favorite one would be the RSI. But I mean, is it that? Yeah, I also look at the Stokes. Let's put it like that. So yeah, let's maybe remove that one, or else people might get confused. So yeah, short term up. That's what I'm expecting. And then we'll see what the close brings. Also tomorrow we have the CME chart, the CME close, weekly close. So that will tell us a little bit more about how the weekend is going to be looking like, and if we will be once again have a gap up or a gap down in comparison with the CME chart, right? But yeah, right now, I know it looks everybody seems to be very, very bearish suddenly. Let me take a look at what the whole world is thinking in the crypto fear and greed index. Oh, right now there's a little bit of fear. Well, it's 42. It's not that fearful, but yeah, there is some fear. It ticked down 7 points from yesterday, so I guess that's a little bit lower right now. Something else. Oh yeah, let's take a quick look at my gold. Gold is not is still holding this green line, but it has been slumping. But overall, yeah, now it's below the EMA 21 though. So I hope in the next couple of hours that we can get some momentum and cross this resistance here at 17,442. Let's take a look on the daily chart. Daily is a doji right now, so nothing really to say. We'll figure it out. Still not. RSI still on the top. Let's take a look at the RSI here. Stokes, I mean, was still on top. Yeah, RSI is still above the EMA, so it's fine on the daily at least. When is it gonna cross down? 1725. Oh, it's quite near. So yeah, we'll see. It still looks okay for me. So doji candle, yeah, we'll see. If it goes down more, I'll pick up more gold though, because overall I'm still bullish, macro bullish. Let's put it like that. It's one of the few charts that are looking quite good from a technical and TA perspective. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yesterday definitely didn't work out with our falling wedge that I've drawn on Ethereum. Let's go back. So we had this falling wedge, and usually a falling wedge breaks on the upside rather than the downside, but sometimes it does the opposite as well. Of course, there's always a probability that it does the opposite, and that's what happened. It went all the way down. So for the person that was telling me, I don't remember who it exactly was, that was in a short. Yeah. I hope you held your short and made a lot of money. That's what I hope. And right now, as you can see, it's back right now where the resistance is. So from this wedge that it broke down from. So it's going to be very interesting to see if we get rejected from this point, yes or no. Once again, right? But right now, Stokes are curling up. RSI. Let's take a look at RSI. Yeah, RSI is above the EMA, so that's good. So yeah, it looks like very similar, of course, to Bitcoin recovery that's being set, and it's actually been leading Bitcoin. It has been going up before Bitcoin, I think. Yeah. So yeah, once again, very similar to Bitcoin. Let's see what happens when we hit the EMA 21 around 205-ish, 205, and then let's see what happens. there if it gets rejected. If Bitcoin gets rejected, then ETH is going to get rejected as well, and it's going to go down as well once again, right? So everything is in the hands of our mighty Bitcoin that is currently at 9,170 right now. So yeah, yeah. I think that's it for today. Nothing that much to be telling about. Yes, Darby, I do use the MACD, but I don't really use it that much. Like I do check it once a while. You know, I do check it once a while, but it's not one of my favorite indicators or anything like that. But I do check it. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. Because there's very little to be saying. I'm waiting here for this area here, to close my long. If price goes below this point here, most likely we'll be retesting at least this zone, but most likely will go lower towards this green box here around the 8.6 to 8.7k area. If price goes back down there, let me make it more simple. So I do expect that if we get rejected here, then most likely we'll end up here, and I'll definitely long there. Like I explained before, I'll be longing that area because most likely we'll be having a bullish divergence on the RSI. So what happens is we're going to create a lower high on the RSI, which means definitely some bullish divergence. So I'll definitely enter along from that area. This is some kind of, for me, a must. It's a no-brainer long area for me. Let's put it like that. And then, but if this zone breaks, I do expect continuation at least towards this zone here around 9.5, around 9.550, something like that. This green box once again here. Most likely it's going to get some rejection here, but if it keeps hanging on here, I do expect this price to be going back up higher towards the 9.8k once again. That's basically what I'm expecting right now. So in a trader perspective, very hard to trade this one. Very hard to trade. So me personally, I'm gonna wait it out. Either here, if it comes here, I'll long it, obviously. If it comes here, I'll most likely short it. So that's basically the two things. I don't like to be in between, obviously. So and the weekend is coming up, so most likely I won't have to be taking any option. I won't be trading anyways. But that's what I'm waiting for. So either a long here, if this still happens today, I'll happily long it. But other than that, I don't think it's gonna happen. Altcoins are flying. Why? I don't know. must be a good day for altcoins. People are flying into altcoins. I don't know. As you know, I don't really care about altcoins. I don't have much of altcoins. I don't really care about altcoins. But what happens is when Bitcoin is moving, altcoins are gonna get crushed once again anyway. So I don't know, who cares? That's what I'm always thinking. So, no offense, but that's basically what I'm thinking. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm just waiting to see what happened here in this area, purely for a analyst perspective, not on a trader's perspective. I'm not gonna take any trade. Even if we break this zone, this is too risky for me to be trading in the middle of two green boxes. I never will take a position there. But yeah, so. And after the weekend, I'll be waiting for kind of like the resolution of this, right? The resolution of what I've talked to you guys before, either shorting here or either longing here, most likely something like that. So yeah, we'll be analyzing things, but we'll most likely not be trading much. So that's it for almost for this week. I really hope that it goes to 9,300 so I can buy some diapers, more diapers for my little baby. That will make him happy. But other than that, it has been a good week. So actually, it has been a great month. Let's put it like that. It has been a great month. So never be too greedy. Be neutral. Don't be too bearish. Don't be too bullish. Things will work out. So I hope to pleasure to be spending time with the hardcore gang once again. I hope to see you guys, of course, tomorrow as well, 7:30 p.m. So until then, please stay home, stay safe, and of course, stay COVID free. And Henry, welcome. Just when I say goodbye, right? Then you show up. And